Okay, welcome back. So take note of how the second question comes in play, right? So the second question is simply about how your product is unique. Using the trading software, right? Let's continue. So the question comes in, how is this unique? Now, you go on in your copy to say it is a new proprietary Romanian trading software that reads the stock market, picks up insider signals, and tells you what stocks to trade, when to buy, and when to sell. A software that picks up insider signal and tells you when you should make a, a buy order, when you should place a buy order, and when you should place a sell order so that you can make maximum profit. Now, you can continue with saying that the biggest problems that traders have most of the time is the improper management of their emotional state. So they trade wrongly because of how their emotions sway. All right. So when they become too excited, they tend to make wrong decisions because they think that they are on the winning streak. So they keep making wrong decisions that gets them to lose all that they have earned. But when they are on the losing streak, they are sad. At this point, it's greed that is taking place right now. And what they want is they want to make back all the money that they have lost. All right. So at this point, they are not being led by their logical state, or they are not in their logical state where they get to study the market and read the chart properly, but they are in the state where their emotion controls them. What they are listening to is their sad emotion to make all the money back by all means, and in which instance, or in most cases, they don't get to make all of this money back. So you've heard what I said about why this is unique. It is new, and it's a software that gives you insider signals and tells you when to buy and when to sell. All right. So that's a key answer for that particular question. So you want to establish that. The next is you want to answer the question of, is it different from anything I've heard before? So the answer to this particular question has already been provided in the previous one. Remember when we said it's new, right? So, but then, oh my, somebody is at my door. Someone is at my door. You guys will have to give me some time to go open the door, please. To go check who is it. Sorry, sorry about that. So am I audible? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, can still hear you.
Okay, awesome. So remember what I said. The answer to this question had already been provided in the previous question. But then what you can do here is you just expand a little and give your reader more interesting details on why this opportunity is so exciting. Do you understand? So from what I said before, after, yeah, I think from what I said before, you could point out the reason why people lose a lot of money. You bring that emotional factor, you can feel it like in here, because that's a very good extension to what you can add to elongate your content. Now, the next question is, how do I know if this is real, and why should I believe you? How do I know if this is real, and why should I believe you? Like I said before, it pays sometimes to put these questions for your readers to see. Now, in this instance, what you can do is you can put it this way. You may not necessarily put it as a question, but then you can um what is the name again? Reverse engineer the entire thing to become, I know you're wondering if this is real in your letter now. I know you're wondering if this is real. Just like Charles or whatever, any name you want. But these names has to come from your testimonial. Remember, I told you that to establish credibility and um, engineer belief, right? You need to be able to know three things, or sorry, have access to three things: testimonials, case study, and establish and credible quotes from credible people or credible organizations. Do you understand? So look at how I tackle this particular one now. So I know you're wondering if this is real. Just like Charles, who had doubts when he first heard about the Romanian trading software. But after his first 3 weeks using the software on his iPhone 12 Pro Max, he wrote to say, you put the testimonial. What did Charles say? Do you understand? Guys, do you understand? Give me a here, 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 here. Do you understand? Here, here. Nobody is on meeting. I did not hear. Mike, what did you say? Grace, do you understand? Can you hear me? Perpetua, can you hear me? Do you understand what I said? On mute. I need to hear your voice. Everybody, everyone, everyone.
Yes, yes.
Why did it take you so long? This is not fair.
Hello.
Your network is lagging.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Are you guys following? Do you
sorry.
guys understand what I'm saying?
Network is not allowing me to mute on time. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear
Hello.
you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
I can hear you, sir. But can you hear? Yes, sir. I can hear you, but I will not be able to say that I can follow. Be able to say I can follow because I just due to network, but I won't follow up.
Just remember that Zoom is not like just you guys should just remember that Zoom is not like Clubhouse. You don't have immediate access to the replay. All right, so please make sure. That's why I'm not happy that some people are not here. So moving on, remember, we have successfully introduced the first person we want to use in our testimonial. So you want to fill in the testimonial that was given to you by your client. Fill it in. the way the people said, the way the child said it, fill it in there. Then you go on, and then you continue with the letter. After filling in the testimonial, you then continue. And then there is Michelle, a 54-year-old travel consultant who says, you put the Michelle's testimonial. Then you can continue the next slide to say, but Charles and Michelle are not alone, or are not the only ones who have used this software and have those things to say. As you read through, you will meet everybody, or sorry, you meet everyday people who are like you, making small fortune for themselves every month, thanks to the power of the new Romanian trading software. Like Ronald, a business owner and investor whose last 5 attempts to use a trading software only resulted in loss of money. He decided to give our software a try. Here's what he had to say after 1 week of trial. Now, listen to this part, this last part where I talked about Ronald. In Ronald's case, guys, please pay attention here. In Ronald's case, other people they are very skeptical about using software, right? And they've been losing money in the forex market. Now, let's align this with prospect awareness level. In Charles' case, Charles has doubts. They wanted to be sure if this is real, if it really works, right? Now, he tried it. It worked for him. So in this instance, he knows there's a problem, which is making money in the forex market can be very daunting. And if you're not careful, you're going to lose your money. It's risky. He knows that problem and he understands it very well. But then he wants to be sure that the software you're talking about is going to be effective in helping him resolve that problem or break the challenge of the market difficulty or market interpretation difficulty. So that is the problem he has. He doesn't know how to break the market difficulty. But with your software, which is the solution you're profiling to him, he's now able to, he has now been offered a chance to break that difficulty. But then he's quite skeptical and in doubt to know if this is real. Now he tries it and he has seen the results. Same thing goes to Michelle. Michelle also tries this and it works for her. But they are not alone. There's Ronald. In Ronald's case, he has been using softwares. This person is the person that understands that there's a problem with the market. There's difficulty, constant difficulty with interpreting the market. But then the fact that the market, there's a problem. Ronald knows, he understands, he has passed the problem awareness level now. He knows, he doesn't, he knows that there are softwares to trade with. He has tried some of them and it resulted in a loss of money. Listen, I want you to help me identify this prospect awareness. He knows the problem. He knows that there's a solution. There are softwares. He knows, okay, I've even I've even identified it myself. But then just know that Ronald knows there's a problem with the market. The market is difficult to interpret and it's risky, so you can lose your money. He knows that there are softwares that claim to help break the difficulty, the market difficulty. So he knows these solutions exist. Then he has tried some of them and he's probably irritated by the fact that those things did not really fulfill their promise in terms of helping him break the market difficulty. Rather, they led to a loss of his money. So he has tried a couple of these things. At this point, he's at the last phase of customer awareness. He knows there are a plethora of options there, but then he doesn't know how to choose the right one. In fact, the ones he has tried failed him. So he's skeptical about trying anymore. This is the point where you need to show that what you have will work for him. Do we understand? So you need to show that what you have, what you're offering him, is going to work for him personally. So remember, he has tried so many things, and this is the point where you get to personalize everything. So this time around, he finally bought into this idea. He used the Romanian software, and now he's seeing results. So you put his testimonial, fix it under this thing. But just I want you to see how the customer awareness level plays out in your copy, and of course in what you write. Now let's get to the other one where I talked about quotes, using quotes from credible organizations or credible individuals. So after you fix Ronald's testimonial, you continue in your letter to say that is why Bloomberg calls it the 18th wonder of Wall Street. The 18th wonder of Wall Street. Bloomberg calls this particular software that you're selling the 8th wonder of Wall Street. Then what does Forbes say about your software, your Romanian software? Forbes says we've never seen anything like this since. Okay, we've never seen anything like this. This software's of level of playing. No, I'm missing this. So Forbes says we've never seen anything like this. This software's levels. Oh my God. Who is that? I'm coming. I'm in a meeting. Sorry about that. So I will continue with that. Forbes says we've never seen anything like this. This software levels the playing field for all traders. So it makes it very easy for all traders to partake in and make profit. So it levels the playing ground or the playing field. Now, what else can we include, or rather, who else can say or has something to say about your software? You can go with, and you can continue with saying something like, and CNBC published a report in November saying the Romanian trading software is changing lives fast. And today, it's your turn. This is where you turn to your client, your reader, and say, today it's your turn. In a minute, I'll tell you how you can start using the Romanian software today. But first, in this instance, when you say you will do something, and then you put a caveat to say, but first, before I tell you how you can start using the Romanian software to make money, there's something else I have to tell you. This is simply what we call hook. Guys, pay attention. Learn to use a hook in your content, in your copy. Now, when you say in a minute, I'll tell you how you can start using the Romanian software today. But first, you go on with whatever you want to talk about. That's the hook. The hook here, the work of the hook is to make sure that you maintain the same curiosity that you have created from the get-go. The interest rate and everything, you maintain it from the get-go, and you continue to pin them tight. Create that turning point so that while they are reading what you have to tell them first, they are still very much interested in knowing how they can operate their trading with the Romanian software. I hope you guys are following. Yes, correct. Now, the fifth question that customers ask is, how does it work? All right, this is where you then explain how the Romanian software works. So I continue with my copy to say it's a proprietary Romanian trading software that reads the stock market between 10:30 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. Do you see how I'm becoming very specific with explaining the unique mechanism of the software that I'm selling? Now, it picks up insider signals and tells you what stock to trade. All right. Which stock? Is it Facebook? Is it Amazon? Whatever. Tells you which one is in their best position to be traded. And it doesn't just tell you which stock to trade. It tells you when to buy that particular stock and when to sell that particular stock. So it helps you with market interpretation. So all you need to do is just follow the direction of the software and you're good to go. So you can satisfy their next curiosity to say, in fact, this software is like robbing the bank legally, doing a robbery the legal way. Do you understand? Meaning that it's a win-win for everybody. It's stock. People are selling, companies are selling and buying stocks. So how do you profit from the selling and the buying of these stocks? You get, so the sellers are making profit and you're making profit. So at the end, you're not losing your money, which is the core essence of trading in the first place. So everybody is investing money to make profit. So at the point where you're getting the kind of help that you need in order to make this profit, you are very good to go. So the next question, if you can remember, is why should I trust you? Number 6. Do you have a skin in the game? Why should I trust you? Who are you in Forex? What is your portfolio? What have you to show me? Do you know the game of stock trading? Do you know the game of Forex? Do you know, do you know how to do this thing? This is where you then establish credibility. I keep saying this. People want to know your professionalism in that field and why they should trust what you say. So this is where you go with saying something like, my name is blah, 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 blah. I've been trading stocks on Wall Street or on wherever for the past 11 years. I've traded stocks in JP Morgan, Tesla, Apple, and some other biggest Fortune 500 companies today. You see how you're gradually detailing your CV, right? You're showing what you've done before and for how long you've done them. And the magnitude of the stocks that you've traded. Apple is a big name. JP Morgan is a big name. Tesla is a very big name. Um, and then the rest of the biggest Fortune 500 companies. And now you can continue with something like in December 2019, the US government invited me to Congress to make a presentation on blah, blah, blah. You get the point. But this is, if you have done these things, or if you have all of these credentials to show, don't be scared to be very honest in your letter. Show what you have done. Do you understand? Fortunately for you, you're a copywriter. Do you understand? When you're writing for your client. So your client must have these portfolios to give you. So you don't have to worry yourself about filling this part. You just need to get it from your client. It's part of that planning thing I talked about. Planning your copy, you need to assemble all your tools and all your findings, right? Both the ones you got from your client and the ones you got from market research. Do you understand? So assemble all of these things. This is the point where you fill in your client credentials and establish and that credibility. So sorry. You can continue your letter after you talk about the presentation that the US Congress invited you for. You can continue with saying what you're doing here is called establishing credibility. Like I said it before. Sorry, not actually what to continue your letter with. So basically, you're telling your reader why they should trust you. So whenever you're promoting an offer, that involves an expert, you have to establish credibility, because if the reader doesn't trust the individual behind the offer, they won't buy. It's as simple as that. Like, you need to understand, especially even if you're in the medical section, the medical niche is a place where professionalism counts a lot. You have to be a doctor to give me a prescription. You can't be an ordinary person like me and still be in a position to tell me the best medicine to take when I have malaria. Do you understand? So whatever the case, there are professionals in that field that stand a better chance of telling you what medication to take and at what time to take them. Do you understand? So that's the point. People need to trust you because they need to feel, you need to satisfy their curiosity as to whether you have a skin in the game for which you are advising them for. Next question is, how can I get started? How can I get started? You've successfully convinced them. Now they are interested. The question is, how do I start? Do you understand? So to help you get started, this is your copy. To help you get started, I will give you exclusive access to a special briefing that explains how the Romanian trading software works. In a minute, I'll tell you why I'm doing this. But first, here's a glimpse of the valuable information you'll find in the special briefing. Then you give them the glimpse. You understand? Just in that briefing, it could be a video or whatever. What would they expect when they go to listen to whatever you have to say in the briefing that you're not telling them about? So I hope I hope you guys are not feeling bored because I'm talking too much. Are you bored? Hello, are you bored? Hello.
No, no.
Oh no. I want you to be bored. I want you to be bored. Okay, so I've been able to answer the question of how can I get started, right? Awesome. So the next thing is it worth my time and money? This is where we settle the price boogaboo. I keep using price boogaboo. Where did I pick that phrase from? I can't remember. Okay, yeah. I think it's in the Ultimate Sales Letter, a book called the Ultimate Sales Letter. When I read that book, that's the phrase they use, beating the price boogaboo. So I think I like it. Now, let's talk about that part where they want to know if your product is worth their time and their money. Okay, so back to your copy, back to your writing piece, your masterpiece. You continue with something like this. Oh no, we are running out of time. Let me just quickly rush this section so that we can end the meeting. And don't worry, I'll drop the questions on the group. Oh, like I said, this entire training, I have a book that I prepared for this particular training. So don't worry, everything will be in that manual. I will send it to the group for some after a while. I'll send all of it to the group so that you can go through this entire training again and on your own. Do you understand? It will help you. I just prepared this so that if you don't get anything, because I know that there will be network issues and all. But then attendance is important. If you don't show me enough commitment, I won't send you my my hard-earned uh, report to you. So yeah, continuing with my letter and settling the price boogaboo. Here's what I can say. And when you consider the fact that a small $500 investment through this proprietary software could return as much as $11,800, you'll begin to see why there is never been a better time to trade penny stocks. So you want to talk about what your product, the level or the level of results that the software is going to get for the client or for the reader rather. All right. So if you compare what they are investing versus what they are getting, they will be able to see that this is really worth their time and the investment is a very wise investment. Imagine investing $500 to earn $11,800. That's a very massive investment. So show the potential of your product and the level of benefit that it will yield for your prospect. And then when you're able to show that, you are on the very like you're on your way to winning that particular client. Next question is, why should I act now? 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 Back to my copy. I can say something like, what can I say? What can I say? What can I say? I can say something like, now please understand, you're not under any obligation to join this program. I like this part. You know why? When you try to chase people, it's established. When you try to chase people away from buying anything from you, that's that's the time they get to desire to buy that thing. You understand? When you show people that you're not really interested, you're not even very interested in them buying. After all, what you're selling is not for everybody. The more you push them away, the more they want to buy that thing. You understand? You raise their curiosity level so much. So make sure you lay out this caveat to say that they are not under any obligation to join this program or to buy your stuff. But if you're interested in this, here is a heads up. Once the newly elected president of the USA is sworn in and he starts making new policies, and of course, every trader understands it, the idea of fundamental analysis and technical analysis is such that the market, the stock market and the forex market is influenced by the economic stability of countries. So the economic situation of the United States tells how the United States, the US dollar is going to perform when you compare it to the British pounds. Do we understand? For dollar, but then for stock market, when you make policies in the stock in your country, it's going to affect the performance of the domestic companies within your region or within your country. What this means is, if Joe Biden enters or is sworn into office, right, and then he begins to make rash decisions that makes Amazon, maybe rash decisions such as raising the tax value for companies, or maybe in Nigeria, the next president comes in and then he's raising taxes for multinational companies. What that inherently means is that it can either lead to the capital flight, right? So it can lead to multinational companies leaving your country. This is bad for the economy, because even those taxes that you were earning before from them, you won't get them anymore because the companies are leaving. So when your economy falls, the value of your currency falls. The the whole economic dynamics of your country begins to decline, causing the value of your money and currency, and of course, general economy to be lower than your competitive or your counterparts. So when you compare the naira to the US dollar, you see how it has fallen so much because the Nigerian economy is in a mess. That's how the forex market is wired. So everybody understands this part of the thing. It also goes to show how credible you are in the market. So with this, I'm continuing to say that once the newly elected president of the United States is sworn in and he starts making new policies, there will be some unprecedented changes in the stock market. And depending on what direction the market takes, these trades may no longer be as profitable as they are today. So if you get started now, it wouldn't be too soon. Do you understand? So you're just telling them this is in a way the fear tactics again in play, because I'm simply raising a level of fear in you to say if you don't act now, if you don't take action now, something will change in the near future. And when that thing changes, it may not be in your favor. The kind of profit you may gain now will not be guaranteed in the near future. Do you understand? So a bird at hand is better than 10,000 in the bush. Here is how it's applicable here. Now that the market is secured and assured, it's better you take advantage of it now as against when in the near future things will change and you will no longer be at an advantage. You understand? This is um, a very big way to engineer urgency in your sales letter. So, but in all of these things, be sure to see how we are not coming across as desperate. You're not showing yourself to be desperate. You don't want them to buy. Sorry, not that you don't want them, you want them to buy, but you don't want them to see that you are desperate. You don't want them to see that you're after their money or that all that matters to you is their money. What you want is you want to get them to see how your product is going to be to their benefit. All right. So you're not coming across as desperate. Now, the last question is, what do I have to lose if I don't act now? So you continue with your letter to say an opportunity like this may never come your way again. Simple, as simple as that. And of course, you have to be careful when answering this question so you don't come across as desperate, like I said before. Do you understand? It's important for you to not sound desperate. If possible, tell your reader they don't have to sign up if it doesn't make sense to them. Try to push them away. Tell them it's not, sorry, not try to push them away. Just be careful not to sound desperate. Tell them things like, this thing is not for everybody. If it doesn't make sense to you, don't bother signing up. If you don't believe the process, don't bother. Tell them it's not for everyone. Tell them if they are, sorry, and you're only looking for like a new folks that is ready to work. Tell them you're looking for new folks that